Hey guys, I hope that I'm live right now. If you guys are able to listen to me properly, as well as there's no issues with the audio or the video, please do let me know. Hey guys, I hope that I'm live right now. If you guys are able to listen to me properly, as well as there's no issues with the audio or the video, please do let me know. Good evening, everyone. Good evening. How are you guys? Okay, great. Amazing, guys. Amazing, amazing, amazing. No issues. Great. Okay, I'm also fine, guys. Everything is fine. There's no issues with the audio, the video. Great, amazing. So today we are going to in the first half. So today's session will be dedicated to first of all learning some more concepts of Bootstrap. That is extremely important. In the first half, we will be dealing with especially like creating a small like layout of navigation bar, understanding some important concepts in Bootstrap, and also we need to understand the layout structure in Bootstrap as well. So the grid system in Bootstrap, that is what we'll be doing in the first half of today's video. In the second half of today's video, as many of you have asked, so what should be the entire way of after this bootcamp? What are the different things that you should be studying, and what is the current scenario of the Indian countries? Like for example, I'm talking about country like India, where related to placements as a full stack web developer. What is the thing that you need to learn, and how you need to progress with that? For whether it be a startup or whether it be a big tech firm. So that is what we'll be discussing today. Okay. Are you guys able to understand? Please do let me know. In the first half, we'll be learning about Bootstrap. Focusing about some more concepts in Bootstrap itself. And in the second half, we'll be focusing much more upon some of the other concepts, that is full stack web development. Okay, so that is what we'll be focusing upon. Are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know. Great, amazing, guys. Up till that particular point of time, guys, do let me know if you guys have any questions or something like that. Do let me know, guys, if you guys have any questions or something like that, guys. It's viral. We'll be discussing that in the second half of today's class. Okay. Great, guys. Amazing, amazing. Okay. So any other questions, guys? In the meanwhile, before starting off the class, if you guys have any questions, any queries, you can put it up in the live chat and we'll discuss. We'll have a talk. Okay, for 2 to 3 minutes, let's have a talk, and then we'll continue with the same. Okay. So when we'll get the certificates for back end. So for MongoDB, the certificates will take some time because it is being sent to the company directly to Microsoft. So it depends upon how much time Microsoft takes to send you the certificates. I cannot say anything for that. Okay. So till now, I haven't got the certificates for real estate. So it will take some time, guys. Sending certificates will take some time. Okay. Tomorrow we'll be doing the project, guys. We'll be doing the project tomorrow, guys. Okay. Which is the best language for data structures and algorithms? So choose between C++ or Java. I personally prefer C++. So we'll be learning about Bootstrap today in the first half, and then what is full stack web development and what should be the roadmap for full stack web development in the second half. Tomorrow we'll be starting off with our project. Okay. Okay. The real estate project video will be putting up. So it is currently rendering. I asked my team, and it's a huge video, so it is currently rendering. I think so it will be posted by tonight, so it will take some time. Okay. See, anything that you are currently learning, you will find it difficult. Okay, you will find it difficult at the end of the day. Now, you need to understand that Bootstrap is a particular concept that you can only learn when you are practicing on your own. Okay, I can only tell you about some of the aspects, how to use it, how to actually like practice it. That is the only thing that I can teach you guys. But to be able to utilize it, you will have to do it on your own. You will have to practice on your own. You will have to go through the documentation on your own. I can just guide you in Bootstrap. You cannot learn Bootstrap via video. Bootstrap isn't something that anybody can teach you via video itself. Okay, so I can only guide you on how to learn Bootstrap. That is the entire thing that I can do. Okay, the Hotstar clone will be doing it tomorrow, guys, on the last day. Okay, so let's get started with our today's class. Can we start off with our today's class, guys? Please let me know. You guys, should we start off with our today's class, guys? Please let me know. Should we start off with our today's class, guys? Please let me know. A huge delay in the session. Is there a huge delay in what I'm saying and what you guys are receiving? Okay, so let's get started with our today's class, guys. Okay. Okay, great. So let's get started. Let me open up Google Colab. Sorry, it's not Colab. I'm so sorry. Code Sandbox. Just open up the Code Sandbox right over here. And we were using this particular sandbox. Okay, so let's continue from right over here, guys. Whatever you are going to learn today, please try to remember that this isn't something that you will be able to learn from just the video. You will have to go practice, tinker around with the entire stuff. And don't do it while I am teaching. Okay, while I'm teaching, don't do it. Try to listen to as much as possible. Okay, try to pay focus upon what I'm teaching right over here. If you're not paying focus, you will not be able to understand anything. Okay, you will not be able to understand anything. Okay, play focus. Okay, you don't need to you will not be able to code. You will not be able to code by just like listening to or seeing me. After the end of the class, you have to tinker around with Bootstrap. Only then you will be able to understand Bootstrap, guys. Otherwise, you will not be able to do it. Okay. Okay, so let's get started right away with the same. Okay, so let's get started right away, guys. The like I said, we will be doing the project that is the clone tomorrow itself. And those who have something to say about it, that's great. Your opinion is amazing. But we have already done clones of Netflix. We have already done clones of Facebook. We have already done clones of other websites as well. So, and we have done boot camps previously. You can just go and just check out the boot camps. I don't care about your opinion. Your opinion is great. Keep it to yourself. We are not interested in the same. Okay. My only job is during the entire 7 days. If I have to take up one more day, so usually the project I take it up to the 8th day itself. where I have the entire video for the project so that you guys are also able to pay attention to that. But I will try to make sure that tomorrow itself we are able to complete the project. If you are not able to do that, I'll just take one more day to complete the project so you don't have to worry about it. Secondly, you don't require JavaScript for the project. Like I said, the name of the bootcamp is HTML, CSS, and Bootstrap, not HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. Okay, so you don't require JavaScript for the project. Hence, there is no JavaScript. We'll be using basic HTML, CSS, and Bootstrap to create the layout page. That is the landing page of Hotstar. So that is what we are going to do. Okay. Okay. Should we start off with our today's class, guys? Please do let me know. Give me a second. Okay, great. Yeah, I also don't care about their opinions. It's like he was asking a question, so I thought that it's my duty as an instructor to at least address that. Okay, don't worry about it. Okay, so what we are going to do right now is yesterday we saw how to create a navigation bar. Now we are going to create a navigation bar by not copy pasting the elements from Bootstrap, but to create it from scratch using Bootstrap. Again, whatever I'm going to use, see the classes and everything, you will only be able to use them if you are practicing it in Bootstrap. Okay, it's not something that I also don't inherently know from the start. I also don't know it inherently from the start. I also had to work on various different projects, go to the Bootstrap documentation, learn from there, try to read through the documentation to be able to understand what I need to do. So you will also have to do the same thing. Okay, nobody can teach you that, okay, these are the 5 words, you have to use these 5 words. There are no 5 words in Bootstrap. There are a lot many number of classes, and you have to use a combination of these classes to create components on your website. Okay, and that is what we need to do. So we have already seen a div tag. Okay, do you guys remember the div tag? Please do let me know. Are you guys able to understand about the div tag? Please do let me know, guys. Are you guys able to remember the div tag, guys? Do let me know. Please be a little bit quick about it so that we are able to continue further. Exactly, it's a container. Now, yesterday we used the div tag to create a navigation bar. But now you need to understand that there is like a syntactical element to the tags that you use in your like web page when designing your web page itself. So one of those tags, one of those semantic tags is your navigation tag or nav tag. Okay, is the exact same as div tag. Okay, it has the exact same functionality as a div tag. It's also a container, but its name is nav or nav tag. Now, why we use nav tag is that you're using that word to make sure that whenever someone is reading through your code, he's able to understand that this particular tag, whatever is contained within this nav tag, is for the navigation bar itself. It has the same features, the same things as a div tag. It has the same things as a div tag, but a div tag is a generalized usage. You can use div tag anywhere. But to make sure that your code is much more legible and understandable at the end of the day, that is where you use the nav tag to create the navigation bar. So right over here, just after body, we are going to create the nav tag right over here. Okay, we are going to create the nav tag right over here. So let's create the nav tag, and inside the nav tag, let's have an unordered list. Okay, let's have an unordered list inside of that, and we will have the list item as let's say the list item as DevTown bytes, so like bytes bytes. Okay, so what we are doing right over here is we are creating a nav bar. Okay, we are creating a nav bar right over here which has an unordered list called as bytes inside of it. Okay, we has an unordered list called as bytes inside of it. Let me save it right over here. So what I'm trying to do, what I'm trying to create, okay, let me just open up Paint. So my aim is to create a navigation bar on the top of my website that looks something like this. So you are having a navigation bar on top of your website, okay, right over here. And I want to have the name of my company, that is DevTown, right over here. And I want to have 3 links on the right hand side, that is let's say bytes, courses, and events. Okay, this is what I want to build. Okay, this is the exact same thing that I want to build using Bootstrap. Okay, using plain Bootstrap, I want to build this right over here. So let's go back. So these are basically your unordered list elements. Okay, these are unordered list elements right over here. So we are going back to our website. Okay, yeah, you guys are so focused upon. Let me just show it to you guys. I'm getting frustrated by these people. For those who wanted to see whether you are getting the certificates or not, what is the program worth the certificates, and all those other things, as you're able to see, people are getting the certificates. Okay, people are getting the certificates. Okay, you have to be patient. We need to take some time to send the certificates. We cannot send the certificates in just one day. There's a lot of different work that we have to do, so it takes some time for us to send out the certificates. As you're able to see, many people have already got the certificates. Many people have already got the certificates, and these are the people who have just tagged me. There are other people as well who haven't tagged us as of this particular point of time. So people have got the certificates. You have to make sure that you are patient enough and focus upon learning. Okay, if you focus upon the certificate itself, then you will not be able to learn anything at the end of the day. These certificates have no value if you don't have the right knowledge. I'm telling you guys again and again, these certificates have a lot of value in your placements. But if and only if you are able to answer the interviewer, if you're not able to answer the questions of the interviewer related to that certificate is of no value and you are not going to get selected. So please learn what I'm trying to tell you guys right over here. Okay. Okay. So let's continue from right over here. Let's go back to our website. Let's open up into the browser itself. Let me just open this up in the browser right over here. Let's close this up. As you're able to see, this is the nav bar that I'm trying to create. So let me just put up some space between them. Okay, this is a nav bar that I'm trying to create right over here. So nav is the tag that I'm using, and inside of that I'm having an unordered list containing the list item of bytes. Okay, let me go to my website, and this is what is happening. We are having an like nav bar, and inside of that we are having our bytes as our unordered list. You guys able to see this? Please let me know. Now, first of all, we need to insert, we need to tell our HTML that we need to use the Bootstrap modules. So let's do one thing. Let's go to our Bootstrap, get Bootstrap module itself. Okay. And inside of that, we need to go back to the documentation and we need to include the CDN. Okay. So let's just copy it from right over there. This will go inside of your head. So we have already discussed this yesterday. And then we are having your JavaScript bundle that needs to go just above your body. So let's paste it up right over here, save it. So we are able to have our Bootstrap into our code as well. Now, once we have installed our Bootstrap into our code, let's just rerun the website. And as you are able to see, this is how our websites look like right now. Now we'll start using Bootstrap. So first of all, navigation bar, we want to create a class. Okay, so the class that we'll be going to give it is the navigation class itself. Okay, navbar. Okay, so we'll give it the class of okay, we'll give it the class of navbar right over here. Okay, so navbar, as you are able to see, we have given the class right over here, and what we need to do is we need to save it, go back to our website, reload the page. So it has been provided with the class of navbar. It has brought a bit of what do you say, margins around it, but we are still not able to like see anything particular right over there. Okay, the next is the UL element. Okay, so inside the UL element, you have to give it the class of, we will be able to see right over here. class of navbar nav. Okay, class of navbar hyphen nav. Okay, so that is the class that you will have to give it to the ul tag. Again, all these different things you have to read with practice. There's no explanation to it. These are the classes that's been created by Twitter when they created Bootstrap. Now these classes exist. Now you, if you want to include it into your like code, if you want to use Bootstrap, if you want to create a navbar, what you have to do is you have to go to the documentation, go to the docs, search for navbar from the components. So from the components, search for navbar, go through the entire documentation. First of all, read through the entire documentation line by line. What are the different things that it has, how you are able to create a nav bar, how you are able to create the individual items from right over there. All these different things, you will have to read it from right over here and try to understand it. Once I've understood it, then you will be able to come up right over here and then be able to understand that, okay, if you want to like put up bytes, if you want to put up a particular text, okay, a particular link right over here. So these are like links right over here. And to put it up, then you will have to create it as a ul tag. That tag needs to have the class of navbar nav. The list items need to have a class of nav. Right over here, as you're able to see, the list items need to have a class of nav item. Okay, you're able to see the list items need to have a class of nav item. So all that you will have to go through the like entire documentation, understand it, experiment with it, and then only you will be able to understand it. This isn't something that you will be able to understand just by looking at the code. Okay, as you are able to see, the class names need to be something that have been defined by Bootstrap. Okay, and that class names you will be able to find it from their own documentation. Okay, from their own documentation right over here. Once you're able to do that, let's save it right over here. Let's go back to our website, reload the page. And this is the, as you're able to see, using the navbar nav item and the navbar nav, we are able to remove the dot in front of the item. Okay, we are able to remove the dot in front of the item, as you're able to see. Yeah, guys, able to see this? Please let me know. Okay, the next thing that we need to do is we need to convert. So this particular thing, okay, when you are having any particular website, any nav bar right over here, okay, all these bytes, courses and events are clickable links itself. You need to click on that to go to that particular page. Okay, you need to click on that to go to that particular page. So at the end of the day, these are links. Okay, at the end of the day, these are links. So if you want to put up a link right over there inside a navigation bar, the code for that is you of course need to use the a tag. Okay, you of course needs to use the a tag. That is the anchor tag. Do you guys remember the anchor tag? Please let me know. You guys remember the anchor tag? Please let me know, guys. So you have to use the anchor tag right over here. Right now, I'm not specifying any kind of location because we don't want it to go to any other website right now. For right now, I'm not providing any type of URL right over there. But this needs to go inside of there. So bytes, let us remove that. So Control X. Let's put it up a bit inside. And let's put up the bytes right over there. And this also needs to have a class, and the class name that we need to put up right over here is nav link. Again, these things you will have to go through the documentations to know. Okay, nav link right over here. Let's save this. Let's go back to our website. As you're able to see, this is just plain black in color. This is just plain black in color right over here. I'm reloading the page. It gets a bit light green color, and it, like, if I'm hovering over it, it functions as a link. I'm hovering over it, it functions as a link right over here. I'm hovering over it, my arrow gets converted to a pointer, as well as the gray becomes a bit dark. Okay, so all that is something that we were able to do using the nav link. Okay, using the class nav link. Are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know. You guys able to understand this? Please let me know, guys. Great. Now we need to understand one more thing. If I'm going back right over here, we need bytes, we need courses, and we need events. We need all the three together. So what we are going to do is we are just going to copy this from right over here. We are going to copy the nav item from right over here, guys, and paste it, because we need three items in our nav bar. We need three items right over here. So 1, 2, and 3. Just like correcting the spaces from here. So we need bytes, we need courses courses, and we need events. Okay, these are the three pages that we need to create from right over here. Okay, so let us save it. Okay, so we are having bytes, courses, and events. Let's go back to our website. Let's reload the page. Is it able to see? We have got the three, but they are coming one below the other. Okay, they are not coming in the same line. They are not, as you are able to see, they are not coming in the same line. They are coming one below the other. Why is that the case, guys? Why is that the case? What if we didn't use the nav link? Then you will have to do the CSS and the creation of, so you will have to use an anchor tag to basically create it into a link itself. And then you will have to use proper CSS to make sure that this is working. Okay, so we don't know that CSS. That is the reason why we are learning Bootstrap. Okay, that is the reason why we are learning Bootstrap itself. Okay, so right now what we want to do is we want to bring them into the same line. We want to bring all these three elements into the same line, because we need these in the same line itself. So to do that, we need to make sure that our, so what is happening right over here is, do you guys understand what is responsive website? Okay, responsive website is not something that is fast. It's not like, when you like think about responsive, you'll think that okay, that might mean that it is fast in nature, but that's not the case. Responsive means that it can work along with anything. Okay, it can work along with anything, whether it be your laptop, whether it be your tablet, whether it be your mobile phone. So depending upon whichever device that you're using, your website looks appropriate enough. For example, right over here, if I'm going back to let's say Airbnb. Okay, let's go to Airbnb right over here. As you're able to see in this entire page, we are having 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We are having 5 columns right over here. We are having 5 columns right over here. If I'm trying to make the website a bit smaller, we are getting reduced to 4 columns. If I'm going from tablet mode to a mobile view, we are getting to 2 columns right over here. So all that basically means that it is responsive in nature, that it does not depend, it depends upon the device that you're using. According to the device, the website is able to remodel itself so that it is like best suitable for that particular device. You're able to understand how to like use that particular website to the best way for that device itself. Okay, so you're having your large desktop mode, laptop mode, tablet mode, and your last mode, that is your mobile view. Okay, so that is what you have. So right now, as this is in your desktop mode, so if you are directly writing just navbar, if you are directly writing navbar right over here, so it understands that it is in the desktop mode. So anything less than the desktop, anything less than the desktop will just give me a second, guys, give me a second. Room was getting way too hot for me to sit inside. So yeah, that is what I'm saying right now. So right now your website is basically made in such a way that only for the biggest like very big desktop side of structure, it will be showing all the links in the same line. But we don't want that. We want it to be shown in the same line for even your normal laptops as well. So for that, we have to specify the responsiveness for this particular website for large screens for your normal laptops as well. So we'll be doing that right now. The code for that is navbar hyphen expand for large screens. Okay, navbar hyphen expand for large screens. Okay, I'm going back to my website, reloading the page. As you're able to see, now it is coming in the same line. Now all my three things are coming in the same line. Okay, but if I'm reducing the size of my screen, okay, if I'm reducing the size, so for mobile view, again it comes into three different lines. If I am moving to the tablet mode as well, it is again coming into three lines. But if I'm going into my large screen for laptop, it is coming in the same line right over here. It comes up in the same line right over here, guys. So try to understand this. Navbar expand LG basically lets them know that for your large screens, okay, for your large screens like laptops and desktops, for large screens like laptops and desktops, you need to make sure that this is coming up in the same line. All the elements are coming up in the same line. Whereas anything smaller than that, anything that is smaller than that, that should list it out into three separate lines. That should list it out into three separate lines. So you're making it responsive. You're making it responsive. For your laptops and desktops, it looks something else. For your mobile phones and tablets, it looks something else. Are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know. Are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know, guys. Now, if I don't want that, if I don't want it to be for just laptops and desktops, I want it to work even for tablets as well. So for example, for tablets, laptops and desktops, I want all the three words to come up in the same line. I want to have all the three words come up in the same line for tablets, laptops and desktops. I just wanted to come up into this, like into three separate lines only for the mobile view. For that, I will be writing navbar expand MD. That is medium. Navbar expand MD. That is medium right over here. So let me just save this right over here. Go back to our website, reload the page. Okay. Now if I'm moving from my laptop view, I'm going to my tablet view as well. As you're able to see, it still remains in the same line. For my tablet view as well, it remains in the same line. If I'm reducing the width a bit, now if I'm going to my mobile view, only then that it comes into three separate lines. Only in my mobile view it comes into three separate lines, because in mobile view you cannot have like bytes, courses and events along with DevTown written in the same line. That's just not possible, and hence for our mobile view we need to keep it into three separate lines itself. Are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know. Are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know, guys. Now, as you're able to see, we are not able to see the navbar very clearly. Okay, we're not able to see the navbar very clearly. So why we have to, what we have to do right now is we have to put up a background color as well. So let's take up the BG light. Okay, let's put up the background color as light. So BG light, I'm putting up the background color as the light color itself. Let's go back to our website, reload the page. It's so light that we are not able to see it. Let's take it to dark. Okay, so let's keep it the background color as dark. Let's reload the page now. As you're able to see, now you are able to see the entire like navbar, but the elements, we are not able to see the elements right over there. So we need to make sure that those elements are also visible to us. Okay, we need to make sure that the elements are also visible to us, guys. Guys, able to understand this? Please let me know. Let's keep it as navbar light. So the font property that we want is navbar dark. Okay, the font property that we want, the font color, whatever is there in the navbar, we want it to be dark as well, to go along with the dark background. So we'll keep it as navbar hyphen dark. Okay, so background BG dark basically gives us the background as dark. Navbar dark basically gives us the like properties of the navbar text to be of the dark property. Okay, so let's save this right over here. Go back to our website, reload. Oh shit, just went to some other page. Just reload the page. As you're able to see right now, now the elements are also in the dark background. Okay, the elements are also in the dark background, and you are able to see those elements clearly. You can change that as well. If I don't like that, I can go to like light. Okay, I can go to light. Okay, so navbar light will basically make all the elements as light. So let us reload the page. So it takes it to the dark color, and we don't like that, so we'll take it to like dark itself. So navbar dark is something that we will like to go further with. So navbar dark for the text and bg dark for the background as well. Okay, so both of them are able to complement each other in a very practical sense. You can change it to multiple colors. Okay, you can change it to multiple colors. So if you go into the Bootstrap library, and let's go to buttons right over here, you are able to see that we are having this warning color. Okay, that is yellow. So yellow basically is the warning color. As you're able to see, yellow is the warning color. So I can just copy warning from right over here, go back to our website, background as warning, and navbar as light right over here. Let's save this. Let's go back to our website, reload the page. We are getting a yellow colored background with a black colored text. Okay, we are getting a yellow colored background with a black colored text right over here. So you can make as many permutations and combinations that you want. We are going with dark and dark itself because I like that color. Okay, let's reload the page. So, and we are able to get all our three elements right over there. Are you able to understand this, guys? Please let me know. Are you able to understand this, guys? Please let me know, guys. Have you guys not visited Hotstar? Hotstar is the project that we are going to build tomorrow. Okay, so now for the textual like that we want to put up that is DevTown logo that we want to put up right over there. So let's go to our documentation. We'll be going to navbar again. Go through the documentation properly. Okay, go through the documentation properly. What are the different things right over there? We want to put up our navbar, like our logo, that is DevTown, like this, like right over here. As you're able to see, they have used an A tag. Okay, they have used an A tag right over there. So if you are reading through the entire thing, you will be able to understand that A tags are the best when you work with that. So you can just go through the entire stuff and you will be able to find it. I'm not able to find it right now because it's a very long documentation right over there. But if you go through the entire stuff, you will be able to understand that the A tag is the best one that you can use. And with the A tag, you are using the navbar brand class. Okay, with the A tag, you are using the navbar brand class itself. You can read about it from right over here. The navbar brand can apply to most elements, but an anchor tag, so right over here it exists. An anchor tag works best. Okay, an anchor tag works best right over here. Okay, as some elements might require utility classes or custom style. So right over here, we are going to use our navbar brand on our anchor tag to write DevTown. Okay, so we'll create it outside the UL tag. Okay, because it needs to exit separately. So we are going to have our anchor tag right over here. We are not going to give it any kind of reference, but we'll have the DevTown written right over there. And we are going to have our class as navbar brand. Okay, so let's save it right over there. Let's go back to our website. Let's reload the page. As you're able to see, we are getting DevTown right over here. We are getting DevTown written right over here. And then you are having all the three elements. Okay, but as you're able to see from our rough sketch, we want DevTown to be on the left hand side and all the other elements on the right hand side. Okay, we want DevTown on the left hand side and all the other elements on the right hand side. Okay, so how to do that? That is our question right now. Okay, that is our question right now. So for that, we need to use a utility function for providing some spacing between them. Now, of course, you can use the margin. Okay, you have already learned about margin as well. You can put up margin and do all that using CSS. But we don't want to do that. We want to use Bootstrap. We want to use Bootstrap to be able to do that. To be able to do that, we are having a utility function for spacing. Let's try to explore that. Let's go to navbar. Let's scroll down below. We are having the utility functions. In that, we want to use the utility functions for spacing. Okay, we want to use the utility function for spacing, and we want to use the margin. Okay, so we have the M for your margin. We are having the M for margin right over there, and we want to keep the margin as, let's say, what are the other things? So we want to keep the margin left. Okay, let's try to understand this. This entire stuff is enclosed in a UL tag. Okay, this entire thing is what is a UL tag. Okay, this is an anchor tag right over here. We want to provide a margin to the left of the UL tag. We want to provide a margin to the left of the UL tag. We want to provide a space between the A tag and the UL tag in such a way that we want to provide a margin to the left of the UL tag. Now, if I'm going I'm going right over there. As you're able to see, we are having for margin we have to use M. For margin we have to use M right over here, and for left margin, because we have to set the margin towards the left, we want to set the margin towards the left. The shorthand notation that we want to use is S, that is from the start of the UL tag. Okay, along with that, we want the margin to be auto set by the by the Bootstrap itself. So we want it to be auto. So let's go back to our website. Let's find out the UL tag right over there, because we want to provide the margin to the UL tag. We want to provide the margin to the UL tag right over here. Okay, so we are going to provide our margin right over there. So it will be your MS, that is, you want to have to margin from the start of the UL tag, that is towards the left, and as auto you want to have the margin towards the left of the UL tag, that is auto margin that you want to have from the start. So MS auto. Again, this I didn't knew it from the first. I went through the documentation, I identified what I wanted to do, I tried to understand the documentation itself, then go back to my website, make the changes right over here, come to my website, reload the page, and able to see that now it is working. I'm having DevTown to the left hand side, and I'm having all the three elements to the right hand side. Are you guys able to see this? See, this is something that why I'm trying to do this. I could have just gone through the code and just write that, okay, this is what you have to do. This is the code that you have to do. Why I'm going back to the documentation, back and forth to the documentation and the code, because this is how programming is done. This is how full stack or web development or even development in general is done. I want you guys to have a practical understanding about how you are expected to develop websites. You will code, you will go through the documentation, again code, look at the website, see if whatever changes that you wanted to do are made in the exact way that you wanted it to exist. If it is not working properly, then again go back to the code, again go back to the documentation, read it, again do it, come back. So that is how you have to do it. Okay, so why we are choosing only Bootstrap library? So Bootstrap library is like the father of all the other libraries. If you are able to learn Bootstrap to its entirety, if you are able to understand Bootstrap to its entirety, you can shift to any other library with ease. See, try to understand this. A father will always have a lot of experience when compared to his son. Okay, compared to his son or daughter or any other particular person in his family, a father or great grandfather will have the most experience at the end of the day. If you are having all the experience of a great grandfather, you will be able to do everything that that child does. But if you are having just the experience of that child, then you won't be able to have all the knowledge that the grandfather possesses. Okay, then you will have to limit yourself to that experience itself. That is the reason why you need to start off with Bootstrap. Because Bootstrap has the most number of features, the most number of things that you can do with Bootstrap, the most number of customization that you can do with Bootstrap, because it's the oldest one that is possible and the most used one as well. Yes, there are, like for example, for me, I use Tailwind CSS. Every single time I use Tailwind CSS. But there are times where I have to use other CSS modules as well. When I'm working with various different clients for freelancing work, I use various different frameworks. At that point of time, because I have the knowledge of Bootstrap, the client is coming to me and saying that, okay, I want you to use this particular framework from my end, or in this particular company, I have to use this particular framework itself. At that point of time, I have only one option, that I have to learn that particular framework. I cannot devote that much time. The best thing is, because I learn Bootstrap, I can adapt to that particular technology very fast, because Bootstrap is like the father of all these technologies. Okay. So we are having your Navbar Nav MS Auto. Are you guys able to understand MS Auto? Please let me know, guys. Are you guys able to understand MS Auto? Please let me know. Great. So let's go back to our website. Now let's see what happens when I'm decreasing the size. As you're able to see, we are having these as three separate on the right hand side. Okay, we are having three separate things on the right hand side. And as I'm going to my tablet mode, it becomes normal. And if I'm going to my full screen mode, that is laptop mode or desktop mode, it becomes like it is normal itself. But I don't want it to look like this in my mobile view. I don't want it to look like this in my mobile view. What I want is it should look something like this. Let me just draw it for you guys. I want it to look something like this. In my mobile view, it should be DevTown. Okay, DevTown right over here, and a hamburger menu. And then hamburger menu. And when I'm clicking on this particular hamburger menu, it should pop up open with all the options that I'm having. It should pop open with all the options that I'm having. I don't want it to be clustered. Have you guys seen this hamburger menu? Have you guys seen this hamburger menu, guys? Have you guys seen this hamburger menu when you are using various websites? For example, right over here, this is an example of a hamburger menu, guys. This is an example of a hamburger menu. When I'm clicking on this particular hamburger menu, all the options are popping up down below. Okay. All the options are popping up down below. So we need to create this. We need to create this on our website. How to do that? Again, we don't know. We have no idea. Go back to the documentation. Go to Navbar. Search. Try to search for it. Okay. Let's try to find something like that. Okay, if you're not able to find it, let's just search for toggler. Okay, so that is basically toggler right over there. So we are going to have this toggler, and let's go through the toggler as well. Let's try to see how we are able to use it. Let's decrease the size of the website. Where is the toggler? I will have to search for it. Oh. Quoted content. I need to search for toggler. As you're able to see right over here, we want to have something like this. Okay, we are having the toggler right over here. And this is also an example of a toggler, guys. This is also an example. All these are examples of toggler. So we want to have a toggler right over here. For that, we need to insert a button. Okay, we need to insert a button. That is the toggler button right over there. Okay, so we need to create a button first of all. That is the toggler button. Because when we will be clicking on that button, everything should be listed down below. Okay, so let's just copy this particular button from right over here. Okay, let's go back to our website. Let's paste this button after the A tag. So we are having this toggler button right over there. Okay, and once we have done that, once we have pasted the toggler button, we need to provide an ID to our div tag. So let's go back to our website. Okay, this toggler button, are you able to understand from where did we got this particular toggler button, guys? You guys able to understand from where did we got this particular toggler button? Please let me know. Vishnu, you have just started out with the bootcamp, man. Take some time. This bootcamp is not even over. How will I send you the certificate? Okay, take some time. Just like breathe in. We have to send. So first of all, when the bootcamp is over, we have to first take out the attendance, send out the DevTown certificates. Then you will be asked to submit the project. So we'll be doing the Hotstar clone. So we'll be doing it live right over here. Then we'll be asking you to submit the project in 3 to 4 days. Once you have submitted the project, then we take out the like who have got 7 days of attendance and the correct project submitted. So we go through all the projects, almost 1,000 projects that we have to check that whether you have submitted the correct project or not. Once we have done with that, then we send the list of these students to Google and Microsoft, and then they send you the certificates from their behalf. That is the entire process. Okay, so please be patient. We have just started out with this bootcamp, guys. Okay. Okay. Let me just repeat myself once again. Okay, you're having this navbar right over here, you're having this normal navbar right over here. When you're moving from the normal sense to a proper mobile view, as you're able to see this, we need this. Okay, we need a button. This is a button right over here, this is a hamburger button. Okay, we need this button so that when you are clicking on this button, this is collapsing down below. For that, you need to first of all create this button. To create this button, the code for the same is button class navbar toggler type button, and all this we have to copy it from right over here. So we are directly copying the button from right over here, going to our website, pasting it right over there. Okay, so we have pasted the code right over here. So this is how we are able to paste the code right over here. The next thing that we want to do is all the elements, all the items that we are having, the entire UL tag, as you are able to see, we need to keep it inside a div tag. We need to keep it inside a div tag right over here. So all our UL tag, that is this entire tag, we need to put it inside a div tag. We need to put it inside a div tag. So let's create a div tag right over here. Let's create a div tag. Let's cut this out and put it at the very end. Put it at the very end. Let's put the entire UL tag inside of there. The entire UL tag, that is all our list that we had, will be putting up inside of the div tag. Now you are having the div tag right over here, the class that you need to apply to the div tag, as you're able to see from the, again, everything you have to go through the documentation. This is nothing, I'm not doing anything sort of magic. This is all about the documentation itself. You have to go through the documentation, understand the documentation, and then you will be able to do it. Okay, so the class that I want to apply is collapse navbar collapse. Okay, that is the class that I want to apply, collapse navbar collapse. So we'll apply that class right over here, and then we have to provide an ID. We need to provide an ID to this, and the ID should be the exact same as what we have put up right over here, data BS target. So I'm putting up the ID as, let's say, Shaurya. If I'm putting up the ID as Shaurya right over here, data BS target inside the button. So whatever your target is, that would be the ID that you have to provide. So the ID, I can put it up right over here as Shaurya. Okay, whatever data BS target that I'm putting up right over here, I have to put up the same ID right over here as well. If I'm saving this right now, going back to my website, reloading the page, the normal website is working absolutely fine. Okay, normal website, we are getting it as absolutely fine. If I'm going to my shorter version, I'm able to get my navigation. Okay, we are going to get our, and we are able to get our entire thing. Okay, we are able to do the entire thing using Bootstrap. The same thing if you're doing with just JavaScript and CSS. We're using just JavaScript and CSS, would have taken you almost 200-300 different lines of code to be able to implement this. And we were able to do that in like less than 10 lines of code. We're able to do that in less than 10 lines of code using just the Bootstrap documentation. Using just the Bootstrap documentation. The div tag is basically to tell that this UL tag, this particular set of UL tags is what you need to show. This particular set of UL tags is what you need to show in the drop down when it is expanding, right over here. Okay, you guys able to understand this? Please let me know. You guys able to understand this? Please let me know, guys. You guys able to understand this? Please let me know. Okay, so now one more thing that you have to keep in mind is that the button, okay, this entire button, I had put it up after the A tag. I put it up the button. So after A tag, that is the anchor tag that has the DevTown right over here. I put up the button after the anchor tag. If I'm putting up the button before the anchor tag, I'm putting up the button right over here before the anchor tag. If I'm saving this, going back to my website, reloading the page, okay, taking it a bit shorter, then my drop down is coming to the left side of my screen. The drop down is coming to the left time. The hamburger menu is coming to the left because the button is first and then you are having the anchor tag. The button is first and then you are having the anchor tag. But this is not what we want. We want DevTown to be first and then the hamburger menu on the right hand side. So for that, we just have to change this to the previous version. That is, first we want to have the anchor tag and then we want to have the button. So now we can even change this. For example, if I want to change, see the same thing in like the large section, so I will just put it up as navbar expand LG. Okay, if you want it to be like a menu in the full screen, so I have to change this to navbar expand LG. Okay, for the large screens itself. So if I'm saving this, going back to my screen, reloading the page, then I will have the drop down. Okay, I will have the drop down for even my large screens as well. If I'm having the drop down even for my large screens as well, as you're able to see. Okay, you guys able to understand this? Please let me know. You guys able to understand this? Please let me know, guys. Again, all this you have to do it via practice. Whatever I'm telling you guys right over here, this is just for your understanding. But you have to go back and practice everything on your own. Go through the documentation, experiment on your own. Web development is not something that, it is not physics. This is not like a lecture of philosophy class where I'm just telling you guys and you will be taking out notes and you'll be able to understand every single thing. No, this is like mathematics. This is like physics. You have to sit right over there, practice, look at the different questions, go through the documentation, go through books, figure out different formulas, and then work out a solution. That is the same thing with web development as well. That is why we have these boot camps, to able to make sure that you guys are able to understand the myth from the reality. Okay, web development is not at all easy. Web development is tough, but this is how you learn web development. Okay, this is the program. This is the entire platform where you are able to understand how you have to learn web development in its entirety. Okay, it's not hard. It's easy, but it will take time. It will take time. It is not something that you will be able to do in a matter of minutes. Okay. Okay. So the next thing that we have to work upon is understanding layouts in your grid system and basically Bootstrap. Okay, that is what you want to understand right now. Okay, so we are going to remove everything from right over here. Okay, we just want the script. We're removing everything up till body. Control S. Let's go back to our website. Let's reload the page. As you are able to see, there is nothing on our website right now. There is nothing on our website right now. Now, making any website, okay, any website that you consider at any point of time, you can divide that website into like boxes. Okay, you can divide that website into boxes. Now, how Bootstrap handle this is, if you are having any website, okay, any web page that you're having, Bootstrap divides it into 12 parts. Okay, Bootstrap divides the website into 12 different columns like this. Bootstrap divides your entire website into 12 different column, guys. And you can utilize the layout function, the grid layout function of Bootstrap to be able to like utilize, like you can create an element that only takes up like 4 of these blocks. Okay, you can create an element that only takes up 4 of these blocks. You can create an element that only takes up 2 of these blocks. You can create an element that takes up 6 of these blocks. Okay, so that is something that you can do. Okay, this is something that you can do using Bootstrap. Okay, so that your elements can be like laid out in a particular manner, and depending upon the responsiveness, and this can even identify the responsiveness of your website. Now, what I'm trying to say from right over here is, let's go back to our Airbnb page. Okay, so right over here, as we are able to see, we are having 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different boxes right over here. We have the entire website divided into 12 parts. We are having 5 different boxes right over here. I'm decreasing the size to a tablet mode. We are having 4 different boxes. If we are decreasing the size to, let's say, mobile view, okay, a little bit fat mobile, then we are having 3 boxes right over here. We're even decreasing the size beyond that. We are having 2 boxes right over here. So this entire layout structure, you can do it using Bootstrap. You can specify that, okay, if you're in your mobile view, then these are the number of boxes that you have to use. If you are in your laptop view, these are the number of boxes that you have to use, and so on and so forth. So you can divide the entire website into these columns using Bootstrap, and that is what we want to see right now. A small example. We are not going to go into a lot of depth inside your columns, but we need to understand how this works. Okay. Again, guys, yes, today's session would be a little bit longer. It might go on for a long period of time, guys. So please be patient with me, because understanding this is very important. Okay, understanding this is very important. That is the reason why I'm telling you guys that it might take up some time. Like, it might take up like 2 hours to complete today's session. Okay, so please be patient and try to understand as much as possible, guys. Please be patient and try to understand as much as possible. Okay. Shall we start, guys? Please let me know. Okay. So to understand that, we'll be using something easy so that you guys are also not confused a lot with the same. Okay. So what we are going to do is, first we need to create a div tag. Okay. And this div tag, we will have the class as row. Okay, so this is a div tag that has a class of row. Inside of that div tag, we will have another div tag that is a class of column. Okay, we have a class of column, and we will assign some inline styling to this so that we are able to identify it. Okay, we're going to have an inline styling to this. So style, I will give it a background color. Let's give this a background color of blue, and let's have a border as well. Okay, we have a border as well, and inside of this border, let's have it as 1 pixel solid, so that we are able to see this column. And just for the sake of clarity, let's have a text inside the div tag call. Let's save it right over here. Let's go back to our website, reload the page. We are able to see this color. Okay, let's change the color. Let's change it to something yellow. Save this, go back to our website so that text is also visible to us. As you're able to see, this is the column that we have created. We are having 1 row and 1 column. Okay, we are having 1 row and 1 column right over here. Normal. Okay, it's a normal row and column that you are able to see. Are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know. Are you able to understand this? Please let me know, guys. Now what we are going to do is, we are going to create another column inside of it. Okay, we are going to create another column inside of the row. Let's just copy paste this from right over here. Let's create another column inside of this, and let's save this. Control S right over here. So if I'm going back to my website, so we are having 1 row and 2 columns. We are having 1 row and 2 columns right over here. So I'm going back to my website, reloading the page. You are able to see that we are having 1 row and 2 columns. Okay, and both of them are taking up 50% of the entire screen. Okay, both of them are taking up 50% of the entire screen. You can put up n number of columns right over there, and it will take up a little equal amount of spaces. But what if we don't want, like, we want one column to take up like half of the screen and the other column to take just 25% of the screen itself, not the other half of the screen? How to do that? So that is not possible right over here. So for that, we are having the rows and columns that have been defined by your Bootstrap. Okay, for that we are having the columns defined by Bootstrap. So let's create another row right over there. Let's create another row right over here. Let's copy paste the entire div tag. Let's remove one of those rows, columns. Okay, and we are going to name this as COL6. Okay, because we want to utilize, so the entire width of the screen. Okay, the entire width of the screen is divided into 12 equal parts. The entire width of the screen, according to Bootstrap, is divided into 12 equal parts. We want to tell our Bootstrap, we want to tell Bootstrap that, okay, we need to utilize only 6 of this parts. Okay, the width of this particular column is 6 of these parts. Let us take up the color as green. Okay, let's take up the color as green right over here. And let's take it up as column 6. Let's save this right over here. Let's go back to our website, reload the page. As you're able to see, we are having another column called as 6. We are having another row which is in the same column having the number 6 right over there. It is using half the amount of the space. It's using half the amount of the space that you are able to see. Are you able to understand this? Please let me know, guys. The guys able to understand this? Please let me know. Okay, similarly, what you can do is you can even have a column of like say 4 size. Okay, let's copy paste this entire thing right over here and let's have the column size as 4. So it will be utilizing 4 units. Okay, it will be utilizing 4 units and let's name it as column 4 right over here. Let's correct the spacing. Let's save this, go back to our website, reload the page. Now we are having another column that is only taking 4 spaces. We're having another column that is only taking 4 spaces right over here. Are you guys able to see this? You guys able to see this? Please let me know. Are you guys able to see this and understand it as well? Like, see, just seeing is not important. Understanding is also important. Okay. Are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know. If you are having 6 right over here, 4 right over here, you are having 2 more spaces left. Okay, you are having 2 more spaces left. So you can do that by writing again. You can directly create one more div tag right over here and name it as call. And I want it to use just 2 spaces. I want it to use just 2 spaces right over here. So column 2 and let's save this right over here. Let's go back to our website, reload the page. So we are having another column that is able to utilize just 2 spaces right over there. Okay, you are able to utilize just 2 spaces right over there. Okay, so 12 parts is the default value for Bootstrap. That's absolutely correct, Prahlad. Okay, that's absolutely clever, Prahlad. Now what we want to do is we want it when we are going from like the large screen, when you are going from large screen to a mobile view, we don't want it to be like 6, 4 and 2 right over here as well. We don't want it to be 6, 4 and 2 right over here. We want it to be like 3, 3 and 3, let's say. Okay, we want like, so let's understand this. So what we want to do right now is, let's go back to our code. We want to create another div tag. So we are going to create another row right over here. Let's create another row right over here. Control C. Let's color this out as Control S. Let's color this out as, we don't want it to be green. We don't want this as well. So this, let's remove this. And we want the color to be, what color should we have, guys? Please let me know. What color should we go out with? Orange. Let's take up orange right over here. Okay, so right now we are again having another row, as you're able to see right over here. We are having another row that has 6 right over there. That has 6 right over there. Now what we want is, we want to have, let's say 4 columns. Okay, we want to have 4 columns. Okay, we want to have 4 columns. So the size of each column would be 3 units. We want to have 4 columns. Okay, we want to have 4 columns right over here. The size of each unit will be 3. We have 3 right over here. Then again a 3. Then again a 3. Then again a 3. So you have 4 columns that you are having. Okay, so we will be creating the size as 3. So col 3 we want to have. So let's put it up as col 3. So column 3 right over here. And we want multiple column 3. We want 4 column 3 right over there. Let's save this. So we are having 4 column 3. Let's save this. Go back to our website, reload the page. So we are having 4 columns. We are having, we will need to change the name to column 3. Okay, so let's change the name as well. Column 3, so that you are able to see this as well. Okay. And let's save this, go back to our website, reload the page. So now we are having 4 columns. Okay, just like in Airbnb, it is having 4 different units. Now you are having 4 columns. Now what I want is, as soon as I'm going from 4 columns to my mobile view, okay, it should have just 2 columns. If I'm going to my tablet view, it should have 3 columns. Okay, it should have 3 columns. If I'm going to my tablet view, it should have 3 columns. If I'm going to my mobile view, it should have only 2 columns. This is what I want to do. I want to make it responsive. I want to make it responsive right over here. Okay, to be able to do that, we are going to use again the large MD. Okay, we are going to use large and MD right over there. Okay, so what we want to do is, for medium units, that is for your tablets itself, we want to have the size as, let's say for tablets, we want to have 3 units. So for 3 columns, we want to have the size as 4. For 3 columns, we want to have the size as 4. Do you guys remember that? For 3 columns, okay, if you want to have 3 columns, okay, if you want to have 3 columns, the size should be 4. You have 4 units itself, then you will have 3 columns. Okay, so when it is large, okay, when it is large, you wanted to have 3 columns. So it will be COL hyphen 3. Okay, COL hyphen 3. Okay, so you're having column for large web, for like your desktop, for your laptop, you wanted to have 3 units. Okay, 3 units is, that is 4 columns. So you are having col large 3 right over there. Okay, col large 3. So let us replace everything by that. Okay, let us replace everything by that. So let's delete all this. Let's paste this 4 times. Control S. Right over here, so you're having the class as column large 3. That is for large. Okay, that is for large units. That is for your laptop, for your desktop. You wanted to have 3 units itself. Okay, so if I'm going back to my website, reloading the page. So for that, if I'm having 3 units, if I'm doing my screen a bit shorter, okay, anything less than 3 units, anything less than 3 units, it will go by default. It will go it by default. That is, every single column will have like 12 units. Every single column will have 12 units, because I'm specifying that only for your large, that is for your laptop and desktop, it should take up 3 units. For else, for the rest of the for tablet and mobile, I haven't specified anything. So it is taking up the entire, it is taking by default the entire width of the screen. For tablets and mobile, it is taking up the entire width of the screen itself right over here. I don't want that. I don't want it to take up the entire width of the screen for tablets and mobile. So what I will do is, for tablets, I will be putting up MD. Okay, that is medium. So I want to have column COL. For MD, that is for medium, I want to have the units as 4. Okay, I want to have the units as 4. So let us copy this from right over here. Go back to and paste it to the rest of the class as well. So for medium, that is for tablet mode, I want it to take up 4 units. For tablet mode, I want it to take up 4 units. So I'm saving this right over here, going back to my website, reloading the page. It is still taking up 3 units in the large mode. If I'm going to my tablet mode, as you're able to see, it is taking up 4 units. In my tablet mode, we are taking up 4 units. Okay. For tablet mode, you are using 4 units right over here. Okay. Now for your mobile view, again, we haven't specified anything. For your mobile view, again, we haven't specified anything. So it is taking up the entire width of the screen. For mobile view, we wanted to have 2 columns. For 2 columns, it needs to use 6 rows. It needs to use 6 units. Okay, for 2 columns, we need to have 6 units. So what is the code for your mobile view? What is the code that we want to write for mobile view? That is SM, okay, or small. So it will be COL hyphen SM hyphen 6. Okay, hyphen 6. So let's copy this from right over here and paste it to the rest as well. Control S right over here. Let's go back to our website, reload the page. Okay, so you're taking up 4 columns when you are in your largest screen. When you're going to your wait, didn't it work? I made some error right over there. Okay, let me just check. Give me a second, guys. Column COLSM6. Okay, so I haven't pasted up to the rest, I guess. Okay, the rest is also pasted. So why is this a problem? No, COLSM2 cannot happen, na. 2 will take up 2 units. We want 2 columns. For 2 columns, it needs to take up 6 units. For 2 columns, it needs to take up 6 units. Okay, so for MD, that is for medium, SM is for small. Okay, SM is for small right over here. Let's try to understand why we are getting an error right over there. Let's reload this page once. There might be any issue with the code sandbox itself. Okay, let us open it up in the large tab. So this is working properly. When we are moving down, it's not working. Okay, this should have worked. Okay, so there is another, so beyond small as well, there is something. So we are having 2 units right over here. We are having the 3 units right over here, and we are having your full screen 4 units. So beyond SM as well, we have something. So I also have to see. I also have forgotten what is beyond SM. So let's try to find that out. Okay, so we need to find the grid layout. So let's try to go into the grid structure, and let's try to find out the grid from right over here. We are having SM, MD, LG. So SM, it is saying as the smallest. So we have to go to XS. That is extra small. We even have to go beyond that. Okay, so for XS also we have to specify for the same. Okay, so let's go back to our code. XS is the smallest, guys. So we have to change this from SM to XS. Okay, SM to XS. This, I think so, has happened due to the foldables that have come up right recently. So they are like, the foldables are a little bit like smaller than tablets, but a little bit greater than the normal phones. So to include the design pattern for foldables as well, I think so SM has been converted for foldables, and XS is for mobile view. So let us save this right over here. Now it should be working appropriately. We're having your 4 columns right over here, 4 units right over here. When you're going into the tablet mode, we are having 3 units. So let's go to the tablet mode right over here. We are having 3 units in the tablet mode. And then when you're going to your mobile view, when you're going to your mobile view, you are having 2 units. Okay, you are having 2 units in your mobile view. Still the mobile view is not working, I guess. Still the mobile view is not working along with XS. Okay, so I think so there's some problem with the code sandbox, but nevertheless, okay, you are having your entire view set up right over there. Okay, you're having the, okay, I've written XS. I've written SX itself. It's XS, okay. Okay, I've read it not correctly. Okay, so it's XS. Okay, it's XS right over there, not SX. Pardon me for the mistake. XS, save it right over here. Go back to our website, reload the page. Okay, we want to decrease the size. We are at 3 units. We are decreasing it further. It's still not working. Okay, so let's keep it at SM itself. Let's keep it as SM. Okay, let's keep it as SM because I am also familiar with SM. So for up till Bootstrap 4, like I'm familiar with Bootstrap 4. So for that we had SM. So XS is something that has come up recently in Bootstrap 5, I guess. So I'm also not familiar with that. XM was what existed for mobile phones for Bootstrap 4. I think so that has now been converted for your foldables, and you are having XS for your mobile phones, but we will keep it as SM itself. Okay, right over here. So this is how you are able to utilize the concepts of layout, grid layouts, to be able to do all these kind of stuff. Okay. Are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know. Are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know. So this is how you are able to make your website responsive. Okay. I'm familiar with Bootstrap 4, like whatever I've studied and whatever I've learned and what I use is Bootstrap 4. Bootstrap 5 is the latest one that we are currently using. So I'm not very familiar with it. Up till Bootstrap 4, SM was what was used for your mobile view. I think so XS is what is used for mobile view right now, but I will also have to go through the documentation and understand it. Okay. You guys able to understand this? Please let me know, guys. Okay, so what I'm thinking, guys, is tomorrow we will be doing the project day after tomorrow. Okay, tomorrow some more concepts are still left, and I want to dedicate some time for the like full stack roadmap as well. So let's do one thing. We will do it tomorrow, or if you guys want, we can finish the full stack roadmap right now itself, and we can start with the project from tomorrow. What do you guys think? Do you want to do the project tomorrow and spend some time right now dealing with full stack roadmap, or what do you guys want to do? Please let me know. Do you want to do the full stack roadmap today or tomorrow? Depending upon that, we'll be doing the project as well. What do you guys want to do? Please let me know. So Bootstrap was created by Twitter. So Twitter, the entire website was built using Bootstrap. So yes, some of the professionals still use Bootstrap, but right now, for example, I use Tailwind CSS. Okay, so like I also promote, like I also will tell you guys to use Tailwind CSS, but you cannot learn Tailwind CSS without understanding Bootstrap. You cannot use it, you cannot learn it without understanding a good amount of Bootstrap. Okay. Okay, so many of you guys are telling right now itself. So let's get started. Okay, so many of you must be from first, second, third, fourth year of your college. Many of you might be from us, like maybe from CSE, maybe from IT, electronics, electrical. Maybe will be from core branches as well. For example, civil, mechanical, chemical, all these type of branches. Many of you might be from maybe commerce, maybe you will be from MBA, MSc, MCA, BCA, all these kind of different courses that you are from. So I will be telling you a very generalized versions for every single one of you. So please give it a lot of time, okay, and thought about what I'm doing right now. Please pay a lot of attention because I won't be able to repeat myself because there is a lot behind the entire roadmap. And what I'm telling you guys is from the perspective of Indians. Okay, don't listen to somebody who's from US. He does not know what is currently happening in India. Has no idea. He or she has no idea what is currently happening from a employability standpoint in India right now. So I'll be going through everything properly, okay, from your GPA to what is needed for interviews, how will you be able to apply for internships, what is needed, every single thing, along with what is full stack, what are the career pathways in full stack, everything I will be telling you guys right now, okay. So please focus a lot right over here, okay. So let's get started. So as you're able to see, full stack web development, okay. Full stack web development focuses upon four different parts of a website. Okay, you are having the front end. I'm not able to understand whether we want to do it tomorrow or today, because many of you are telling tomorrow, many of you are telling today. You have to be like on a census. Let me just create a poll itself. Let me just create a poll. Let me create a poll right now. Enter question. FSWD, full stack web development, row map, today or tomorrow? Today, tomorrow. Project A. Okay, so I've created my question. How should I save it? Uh, did the poll? So So we have started with our poll right now. How should I send the link? Links. Copy this. I'm putting up the link in the live chat, guys. I think so. This should work. Oh, there's a token or something like that. Shit. I'll leave it, guys. We'll just continue right now itself because we have to do the project tomorrow. So let's focus upon this. This is very important, guys. Those who are interested to learn, those who are really interested to grow their career, they can listen. Otherwise, like, it's up to you. Okay, it's just for you guys. So full stack web development is included in front end web development. Okay, so front end, that is what you are currently learning: HTML, CSS, JavaScript, Bootstrap CSS, Tailwind CSS, React JS, Redux. These are all that comes up in front end. Okay, that is HTML, CSS, JavaScript, React. Okay, then you are having your Redux. Okay, so all these different technologies that you are able to see, that comes up into your front end. Then you are having the next, that is the back end. Now for the back end, you are having technologies like JavaScript, Node.js, Express, MongoDB. Then you are having your Node.js, Express, MongoDB. These are all basically the backend technologies that you need to work on. Understanding about monolithic and microservice architecture. Okay, then you need to understand about APIs. Okay, you need to understand about REST APIs as well. So all these technologies will come up into the backend web development. Then the next technology that is there is your DevOps. Okay, you are having DevOps. Inside of DevOps, you are having technologies like CI/CD, that is continuous integration and continuous deployment. You're having Docker. You're having Kubernetes. Then you are having your GitHub and version control. Okay, so you're having CI/CD, Docker, Kubernetes, GitHub, version control, all these kind of stuff right over here. That comes up into your DevOps. And the last particular technology that you're having is your cloud computing. Okay, you're having cloud computing right over there. Okay, you are having cloud computing at the very end. So for cloud computing, you're having cloud computing. For I usually suggest students to go with AWS. Again, because AWS has the most number of technologies and tools that you can learn at the end of the day, and all the GCP and Azure, the other cloud computing platforms, are very basic when considered with AWS. If you are learning AWS, it becomes very easy to be able to adopt to any other technology. Okay, now why I've told you only these technologies. Okay, why I've told you only these technologies? There are other backend technologies as well. For example, you are having you are having backend technologies like PHP, you are having backend technologies like Django, you are having backend technologies like Ruby on Rails. So you're having all these different things as well. But you can, why I'm suggesting you guys to use Node.js, Express, and MongoDB in the backend and React.js in the front end. Because right now, 90%, 80% of the entire industry is using these technologies itself. 80% of the entire industry is using these technologies itself. This is called as the MERN stack. MERN. It's called as the MERN stack. And 80% of the entire industry is using these technologies at the end of the day. Don't tell about any other technology. Any other technology, maybe it may be Angular, it may be Vue, it may be Next, it may be Django, it may be PHP, it may be any other technology. It is used by less than 20% of the industry. So your job at the end of the day, you want to get a job. Okay, you want to get a job in the industry. So what is your probability of getting a job when 80% of the industry is using all these technologies? If 80% of the industry is using all these technologies, it becomes easier for you to get and apply for a job itself. It's very easy to do that. Whereas learning any other technology, it will become difficult because your options will be limited. Your options will be limited. The second best thing about Stack is, due to the entire support from the entire development community, it has become one of the most used like stacks right now, technological stacks that is currently being used in the industry. And due to that, adopting, so if you're learning Stack and any company suggests for Django, you can still apply for that, because you are not able to just learn just the backend technology, but all the front end, DevOps and cloud at the end of the day. Now think about it. What an IT sector has at any point of time. Any IT sector, any IT firm will need to have some front-end engineers, will need to have some back-end engineers, will need to have some DevOps engineers, will need to have some cloud engineers. Now you are a particular company, think about it. Okay, you are a particular company, you are currently working on a project. Okay, you are currently developing a project right now. So what would you prefer? To hire 4 different engineers, giving each of them 20 lakhs? Would you hire 4 different engineers, giving each of them 20 lakhs, or would you like to hire just one engineer who is able to do every single thing for you and just give him 45 lakhs? Which one would you prefer? Guys, which one would you prefer? Would you want to have 4 different people, one a front-end engineer, one a back-end engineer, one a DevOps engineer, one a cloud computing expert, okay, giving each of them 20 lakhs, or just a single person who can do every single thing for you at 45 lakhs? Which particular person would you prefer to hire? Please let me know, guys. Which particular person would you prefer to hire, guys? Please let me know. Only one, the 45 one. And that is the problem right now. Right now in India, people are only learning front-end web development and back-end web development. They are not learning DevOps and cloud computing. They're not learning DevOps and cloud computing, which is a very integral part of the entire thing. So the number of people who know front end and back, so for example, there are 1000 open positions. Okay, number of positions available, number of hirings that are available is 1000, and there are almost 5000 people who already know front end and back end, So you need to stand out from the rest of the crowd. How are you going to ensure that you are getting selected as for in these 1000 positions? How are you going to make sure that you are getting selected in this 1000 positions? For that, you need to learn DevOps and cloud computing so that you are able to stand out from the rest of the crowd as well. So although you know front end and back end, you are still in this 5000, but only 500 people know DevOps, and only maybe like 1000 people know cloud computing, and you are a particular person who know every single thing. Now you are like in the top 100 of the list, and this particular top 100 are the most likely people who are going to get hired. And this is not something that I'm saying random things. The previous batch of our full stack program had 5000 people, and we trained them in front end, back end, DevOps and cloud. Out of those 5000 people, we got 4800 students placed. So that is the statistics right now. If you're just learning front end and back end, you won't even be able to get an internship, because there is a many number of students who have learned that and have worked on like 3-4 different client projects. They have made different particular projects to showcase their skills. They have much better chances of getting selected. So to make sure that you are able to get that placement, you are able to get that project, you have to learn front end, back end, DevOps, as well as cloud computing, guys. The next thing that you need to understand is as a full stack web developer, there are 2 pathways that you can take. There are 2 career pathways that you can take. The first career pathway is as a freelancer. And the second pathway is for a job. How many of you are aiming to get a good job? How many of you are aiming to get a good job? Maximum 90% of you would be like, I want to aim for getting a good job at the end of the day. Maybe getting placed in like a company like Microsoft, Amazon, Samsung, a company that has a reputed name at the end of the day. Okay. So 90% of you might be aiming for a job itself. Some of you might be aiming for freelancer as well. I've also worked as a freelancer for various different projects. So you might be aiming for that as well. Now, a freelancer needs to know only one thing, okay? The freelancer needs to know only one thing, that is full stack web development. He need not care himself with anything else. He need not care himself with anything else. Nothing else matters to him except full stack web development. He needs to know front end, he needs to know back end, he needs to know DevOps, he needs to know cloud computing, because he is an entire team. He has to work on a single project on its own. So he has to know every single thing in its depth, and that is the only thing that he needs to focus upon. But a particular person, I'm talking about, see, this is in general, I'm talking about every single person. So we have placed 4,800 students. They were from commerce backgrounds. They were from BCA, MSc. They were from civil, chemical, mechanical. We got them placed in the best companies around the world. 7 of our students got selected into Google with their highest placement of 60 lakhs per annum. So 21 students got selected into, I guess, Flipkart. So every single, on all of them were not from CSE. We had students from chemical, we had students from mechanical, we had students from civil. These companies do not care from which background you are. These companies do not care from which background you are. They only care about one thing. Do you have the right skill set? Do you have the right knowledge? That's it. They don't care about the certificates. They don't care about anything else. Do you have the right knowledge? Do you have the right skill set? That's the only thing that they want to they see. They don't care about which degree that you are having. Okay, so for example, one of our maritime engineers, okay, that got placed into Amazon. He didn't even have an engineering background, and he got placed as a front-end React developer in Amazon. So that is the thing. They don't care about it. But when you are focusing upon job, only studying full stack will not do anything for you guys. You won't get placed. Even if you're the best full stack web developer, you will go into a startup. You'll not go into these big companies. Even you are the best, if you're even the best full stack web developer, you'll be able to get into a good startup. But you won't be able to get into a company like Google or Microsoft or Amazon for that. So now in job, there are two types of jobs that you will be made available. First one is you might be able to join a company like DevTown, okay, a startup. You might be able to join a company like DevTown, where we also have some developers that we are working with. Now, these startups don't pay you a lot. They will pay you a maximum of like 50K per month. 50K per month, or some of them might even pay you like 1 lakh per month. That is the most that a startup will pay you. That is the most that a startup will pay you. Not more than that. And these startups will care mostly about your full stack web development skills. They'll care mostly about your full stack web development skills. Okay. The second type of company are the big tech firms. Okay. Now in startup, I'm also considering your like Infosys, TCS, okay, Wipro. Okay. All these companies that offer around 50 lakhs per annum, I'm also considering that into startups. They care about your full stack web development skills. If you are like, this is the maximum I'm telling you guys, huh? Infosys, TCS, Wipro pays you 3 lakhs per annum as a CTC. And your CTC, if Google is paying you 60 lakhs per annum as a CTC, that does not mean that you will be getting per month 5 lakh rupees. You get approximately 2.5 lakh rupees to 3 lakh rupees per month. That's it. So CTC is like your total amount and everything, your taxes and everything will be included in that. Okay. So this is a very less amount of money at the end of the day. Okay. For big companies like Amazon, Samsung, Jio, Flipkart, Oracle, all these companies. So we have a lot of companies that are hiring through us. You're having Bail, all these companies, big companies that will be paying you more than 12 lakhs per annum. Okay, that will be paying you more than 12 lakh per annum. They will be focusing upon 3 things. They'll be focusing upon 3 different things. The first one is DSA. Please remember this. The first one is DSA. The second one is competitive programming. And the third one is your full stack web development. Third one is your full stack web development. See guys, again I'm telling you guys, this is just for those people who don't want a 3 lakh rupees job. If you want a 3 lakh rupees per annum job, just like attendance in the live chat, don't listen to me, continue with your own life. I know that you will be going into TCS Infosys. I'm not here for them. I'm here for those students who are really interested to work hard and achieve something in their life. Now see, the quality of life will depend. Now you can go into TCS Infosys and earn 3 lakh rupees an annum and use a phone that you have been using for 12 years. Or you can go into a company like Google, Microsoft, Amazon, all these big tech firms and earn 3 lakh rupees per month and have iPhones. That is totally up to you, not up to me. You have to do the hard work. I can only show you a pathway. That's it. Okay. So DSA, CP and full stack web development. Okay. DSA, CP and full stack web development. Now let's try to understand this. Okay. Why DSA, why CP and why full stack web development? So for Google, I've previously worked as a Google Explore ML instructor. On behalf of Google, I went to different colleges and taught right over there related to AI. So I was in their team. So usually all these companies, the hiring process for them is very like elongated. You have, first of all, you have a test. The first is you have a coding test. Coding plus aptitude test. Right over there, you're having a coding and aptitude test. Now for this, you need to do CP. Without CP, you won't be able to clear this particular test itself. And without test, you won't be able to move further. Okay, without giving this test, you won't be able to move further. Okay, so you have to do CP or competitive programming. For that, I usually suggest guys to go to LeetCode. Okay, I usually suggest guys to go to LeetCode. Okay, for practicing CP, along with that, it's competitive programming. Along with that, go to CodeChef as well and give some examinations. Okay, give some examinations. Okay, so LeetCode and CodeChef. This is what you want to do right over here for practicing CP. Okay. The second thing is, after this coding round, if you're qualifying this in this coding round, okay, they will have like 3 questions that you have to do in 1 hour, or like 6 questions that you have to do in 2 hours, something like that. Okay, so that you will be only able to do using competitive programming itself. Okay, the second thing that you're having is your first interview. The first round of your interview would be of your DSA. Okay, the first round of your interview would be based on DSA itself. Why is that the case, guys? Because maybe you have cheated in the first round. Maybe you cheated in the first round and you came to the interview. Maybe you cheated in the first round and you came into the interview. Now, please guys, I know there are a lot many number of platforms that you can practice out of, but I'm suggesting you guys only these 2 platforms. Hacker Earth, HackerRank give you a false sense of entitlement that you know something. You don't know jack shit. Even if you have 5 stars on Hacker Earth and HackerRank, you don't know jack shit. Okay, it just gives you a false sense of like accomplishment, and I don't want that for you guys. You want to learn something, you really want to understand whether you know anything or not, go with CodeChef or LeetCode. No other platform. These are the only 2 platforms that I will suggest to you guys. No other platform, guys. Okay, for DSA or data structures and algorithms, I won't write it. Data structures and algorithms. So you'll have your interview. So this will be a interview, face-to-face interview. This interview is usually taken into place that whether you have cheated in the first round or not, whether you had cheated in your first round or not, and do you actually know stuff. Now you can do only competitive programming if you know data structures and algorithms. If you know data structures and algorithms, then only you can do competitive programming. So they are interdependent to each other. They are interdependent to each other. Okay, so you have to first learn DSA and then you have to continue with CP or competitive programming. Okay, so and DSA you have to learn it for your first round of interviews. Then you will have 2 to 3 more rounds of interviews. So you will have like 3rd round of interview and 4th round of interview where you will be studying about, okay, where you will be asking question about your projects. That is full stack web development. Now this basically identifies whether you are going to get selected or not. Your projects will get like whether you're going to get selected for that particular company and how much your package will be. This is where everything gets decided. This is where everything gets decided. But without doing DSA and CP, you cannot reach to this particular point. Without doing DSA and CP, you cannot reach to this particular point itself, guys. Okay, so that is what I'm trying to make you guys understand. You have to do DSA, you have to do CP so that you are able to reach up till here. So that you are able to reach up till here. Are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know. Are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know. And see, again and again, I'm telling you guys, I'm not telling this from my own mindset. Okay. Like I said, I've already ran some of the, so let me just show it to you guys itself. You go to our website and you go to our graduates. As you're able to see, we have placed more than 4,800 students up till now into companies like Microsoft, Gap, Accenture, Google, Amazon, Samsung, Jio, Flipkart, Oracle, Barclays, Walmart, Deutsche Bank, Fidelity, every single company that you can think about. We have already got them placed in these companies because we have tie-ups with the different companies and we are able to provide various type of internships to those students as well as get them placed into these companies as well. So I'm not talking about from a perspective, because all these things, whatever I'm telling you, this is not something that I'm telling you guys. This is what the companies have provided us. So companies provide us with a list of technologies that they want from our students. We then train the students on those technologies and give it to the companies. That is how we work. Now, like I said, we are a non-profit platform. So we only charge only that much to be able to pay for our instructors, because our instructors are coming from various different companies. If you are able to see, our instructors are from companies. So I will just show it to you guys right over here. Our instructors are from companies like Google, Amazon, American Express, Morgan Stanley, McKinsey and Company, Sony, Goldman Sachs, Porsche, Oracle, Cisco. So all these people are currently working in the industry itself. Now they don't have enough time. So of course we have to pay them. So they're able to come right over here and train our students. Only that much we are able to charge from a student, because of course we cannot give it from our own pockets. Otherwise, if we were that rich, we wouldn't be doing this. Okay, we are just doing this to create the community itself. Okay, so that is something that I'm trying to make you guys understand. Okay, so you have to do DSA, you have to do competitive programming, you have to do full stack web development. Without that, you won't be able to understand it. You won't be able to understand it. In the last two interviews, they will be going through your projects. They'll be going through all the technologies that you will be learning. They'll be going through and trying to understand whether they can hire you or not. Okay, that is where your full stack web development will come up at the end of the day. Okay. Exactly. DSA is the core subject for project-based companies. You have to learn. So DSA and CP, you have to do it. You don't have any other options. Okay? You don't have any other options. Okay. So now, if you are in your first and second year, you have enough time right now. You have enough time. Start from right now itself, guys. Start from right now itself. If you are in your first and second year, in the end of your second year itself, at the end of your second year, companies start hiring for their 2 month summer internship. Companies start hiring for their 2 month summer internship. So if you are in your first and second year, you need to start immediately. If you're in your third year, guys, you need to start applying for the 6 months internship. You don't have. Third and fourth year people don't have enough time. You need to start as soon as possible. For first and second year, even if they are missing out on this particular opportunity, it's fine. Okay, it's fine. But the probability of you getting hired is the highest if you're able to get that 2 months of internship at the end of second year. If you're able to get that 2 months of internship at the end of second year, the probability of you getting a placement is the highest. Okay, so you need to start in your first and your second year itself, because you guys have time, okay, to able to own your skills. When you're in your third and fourth year, you don't have enough time. You need to start immediately. You need to start as soon as possible, guys. You don't have enough time. You don't have enough time to even think about it. You need to start as soon as possible. Are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know, guys. Are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know, guys. College projects are not at all important. Guys, college projects are not at all important. Okay, great. So we'll meet tomorrow, guys. I will show you the attendance link. I will show you the attendance link right now. Like I said, for your third and fourth year students, you have to start immediately. You don't have enough time, guys. You don't have enough time. You need to start as soon as possible. Okay, you need to start as soon as possible. Now, if you guys want, you can definitely join our full stack web development training and internship program as well. Okay, we cover all these stuff. So we created the training program. So the training program is a 3-month long program that we have created. That is right over here, the full stack web development training and industrial training and internship program. So we have collaborated with companies like Google, Geo, Goldman Sachs, and Express, American Express, to be able to create this entire program for you guys. This is a 3-month long program that we have created. The instructors, like I said, will be these instructors. I'm myself one of the instructors right over there. These are the instructors who will be teaching you guys every single day on Zoom classes. Every single day on Zoom classes, these guys will be teaching you guys live. Okay, every single day for 2 hours, 5 days a week. And after that classes, you'll be having your doubt classes as well. Now, the entire stuff, as you're able to see, we start with C++, then data structures and algorithms, then competitive programming. That is taught by Ritik Kumar. Ritik Kumar is in the world top 100 on CodeChef, Codeforces, as well as 104 on LeetCode in the entire world. So we have brought great instructors so that you guys are able to learn from them. Now again, those who are not, like those who don't want to join the program, that's totally up to you. This is only for those students who are really willing to work hard. Okay, you don't have to worry about it. You can take this entire PDF as a reference point. Okay, you can take this as a reference point, as a syllabus itself for you guys, and you can start working upon it. If you are not even joining the program, no worries, guys. Do it on your own. But if you're doing it on your own, take this as a reference material. Tick mark everything that you're completing from right over here. Okay, so that you are remembering that, okay, this has been completed, this has been completed, this has been completed. So this is a 3-month long program. Okay, we have already completed almost 10 batches up till now. And we have got an average placement of 13.3 lakhs per annum for our full stack web development program. This comes up with a guaranteed placement as well. So this is for first and second year students, it's 2 months internship at good companies. And then for third year students, it's 6 months internship. And for the fourth year students, it's directly placements. Okay, like I said, every particular person has to do it on his own. Okay, every particular person has to do it on your own. Okay, you are having your DSA. Now you have the choice. You can choose between C++ or Java. You can choose between C++ or Java. But usually if you don't know Java, then I usually suggest guys to go with C++. Okay, I usually suggest guys to go with C++. Now the 2 hours live classes that take place on Zoom happens in the evening after 7 o'clock, because like I said, all these people are currently working at various companies. So they will be working in the morning, and in the evening, these guys are coming up in the evening and teaching you guys after 7 o'clock in the evening. You have the doubt sessions and it's all live. Every batch is like 60-70 students in it, so that individual attention can also be paid upon the students. Okay, we cover up interview preparation, we have mock interviews, we have resume building sessions, GitHub building sessions, all those kind of stuff as well. Okay, now you'll be starting off with C++, then you'll be going into data structures and algorithms. Again, we have provided you guys with the entire syllabus. If you're not joining the program, follow the syllabus, guys. Like I said, we are mentors. We are here to help you guys out. Okay. Then you are having web development fundamentals. Okay. So fundamentals, you need to cover HTTP, HTTPS, okay, CSS, Git, GitHub, box, version control. You need to cover responsive design with CSS, grid and box layouts, Tailwind CSS, Bootstrap CSS, JavaScript. All this you need to cover up. Okay. After moving from right over there, you need to start off with React. Okay. After this, you need to start off with React. So go through the entire syllabus, guys. As you're able to see, after React, you need to start off with backend web development. Okay, you need to understand about RESTful APIs, Node, Express, MongoDB, authentication and security, validation and error handling. After that, you need to move on with your DevOps. So that will be Docker, Kubernetes. You need to cover that as well. CI/CD, again, very important, guys. Then move on with your AWS. So AWS, if you are not learning AWS, there is no use, because you need to scale your application. Okay, you need to scale your application as fast as possible. So what we do is, and this is my suggestion as well, in web development, you don't need to work upon 20 different projects. Yes, you will be working. So what we do is, for example, we are having React. You are currently learning React. So we'll be looking at a project, we'll be working on a small project, let's say e-commerce website that you're developing. But at the end of the day, you need to take up something huge. Okay, you need to take up something huge that can showcase your skills as a developer. So what we do is we take up the Zomato clone. So the Zomato app that you're currently using on your phones, we try to make the entire clone of that. The front end in React, the back end in MongoDB, Express and Node.js, deploying it on AWS, orchestrating it using the entire DevOps. So that is how you are able to create a very huge application at the end of the day. Okay, so that is how you are able to do that. And of course you need to do that because you need to showcase one project that are able to show your entire skill set. Okay, your entire skill set from right over there. Okay, are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know. See, I am able to understand most of you. I have certificates that costed me 2 lakh rupees. I even have a certificate via Google that costed me 2 lakh rupees to just give the examination twice. I gave the examination twice for that certificate and it costed me 2 lakh rupees. Even that certificate is of no value to me. It's of no value to me if I don't have the right knowledge. If I don't study DSA, if I don't study competitive programming, if I don't study the proper things that are required for my interviews, it has no value to me. You need to understand that. The only thing that matters is your skill set and your capabilities, your knowledge. That is the only thing that matters. None of the certificates matters. At the end of the day, it's your skill set and your knowledge. How willing are you to work hard at the end of the day? Are you ready to give your 100% or not? See, I'm able to understand that most of you want to do Matargasti, most of you want to enjoy with your friends. What do you want to do? You want to spend like these 2-3 years of your life rigorously working hard and getting to a good position, or do you want to just waste your 2-3 years of your life and then be like in TCS and then crying at a later point of time that I was not able to get into a good job and all those kind of stuff? No, you want to enjoy your life, and for that you need money at the end of the day. If you need money, you need to get a good job. If you need to get a good job, you need to do DSA, CP and good projects. Okay, that is what you want to do. Now, anyway, those who are interested to join this program, the cost for the entire 3 months program is 7,500. The cost for the entire 3 months program is 7,500, where we have to give 5,000 rupees per student to the instructor. 5,500 is what the instructor charges from us, because of course if somebody is coming from Google, he isn't going to give 2 hours of his daily time for 3 months for free. So he charges 5,500 from us and the rest goes on in taxes. Okay, so that is brings up the cost of the program to 7,000 rupees, and we charge 500 rupees for the entire management of the entire stuff. That is the cost of the program. That is 7,500 for the entire 3 months program. Okay, that boils down the per month cost to like 2,300 or something like that. So that is the cost of the program, but this is only available to the bootcamp students. We don't offer this to anyone else. We don't offer this to anyone else coming from outside. This is only available for the bootcamp students itself. Okay. Right now there are 2 batches that are going to start. One of the batches is going to start from the 30th of June. Okay, that is after 2 to 3 days. One of the batches is going to start from the 30th of June, and the other batch is going to start from the 15th of July. So we are having 2 batches right now that are going to start. Again, the only prerequisite for this program is English. The entire mode of communication would be in English itself. We'll be teaching in English. That is the only prerequisite. Everything else from C++ to CP to DSA to full stack web development, everything will be taught to you in the class from scratch. The only prerequisite is English, because of course these companies who are currently hiring from us, these companies provide us that, okay, Google will provide us that I need to hire 5 students, and then they hired 7 students from us. So they basically tell that, okay, so these people need to know English at the end of the day. That is the only thing that we have as a prerequisite. Okay, like I said, it is not offered to anyone else outside the bootcamp. The cost of the program is 7,500 only for the bootcamp students. Only for the bootcamp students, no one else. Okay, because we cannot afford to bring people from outside as well. Okay. So how many of you are interested in the same? How many of you are interested in the same, guys? Please let me know so that I'm able to get an idea, because like I said, only 60 to 70 students we are able to put in one batch. If there are many more students beyond that, then we have to create a new batch as well. First year students, second year students, third year, fourth year students. We have students from MSc, BSc, even from commerce as well. So you don't have to worry about that. I just need to understand how many students are interested for the same, because along with that, we need to create the batches according to that itself. Okay. How many of you are interested for the same, guys? Please let me know. Yes, Jintan, we provide the placement support to the like if you are enrolling in the first year, we provided it till the last year itself. You don't have to worry about it. How many of you are interested in the same? Because like I said, we only have a batch of 60 students. So if there are more than that, then of course I will have to like bring in more instructors and create a new batch for you guys. Okay. So those who are interested for the same, like I said, the link is not available. So like I said, the discount is not available for every single person, only for the bootcamp students. So I will give you guys the link for the same as well. Those who are really, so if you are, see, again, I'm telling you guys, those who are really interested to work hard, only please, only then apply. See, I don't want you guys to waste your money. I don't want you guys, you keep that money, you do a subscription for Netflix, Hotstar, Amazon Prime, all of them together for the entire year. You do that. Okay, you save your money. Okay, you burn it and throw it into trash for extra money. Only enter the program if you are really interested to develop your career. Because see, we only want those students who we can actually mold up and give it to the different companies, because at the end of the day, it comes to us, it comes to our respect before those companies. We're not able to deliver excellent quality students to those companies, then they will not hire from us from the next time. Google asked for 5 students, we provided them 7. They hired all the 7 students from us. Samsung asked for Facebook, no, Flipkart asked for 10 students. We provided them a list of 30 students, they hired 21 of them. So we need to make sure that our like respect is there before those companies. So only apply if you're really ready to give me 100% for 3 months. Because see, it becomes very difficult for me to like, yes, I will keep on motivating you. That is my job at the end of the day. But you need to come up motivated as well. That's yes, this next 3 months, I don't know who are friends, what is Netflix, what is a TV. I don't know anything. I know just one thing, that I want to do something with my life. Only then come up to these programs. Like I said, the placement support will be available to you for 4 years of your life. Okay. After every class is a pre-recorded class itself. So it's a live class on Zoom. All classes are live classes on Zoom. After a class is over, we provide you guys with a recording for that class as well, with a lifetime access. So if you are missing out on a particular class, or you want to revise something in the future, you can do that. So we are able to understand all these things for you. But you need to do one thing. If you are planning to enroll into this program, you need to give me your 100%. I promise that we will give our 200% to you guys. But below 100%, don't even think about entering into the program. You can enter into the 30th June batch or the 15th July batch as well. Okay. I will give you guys the link for the same. Those who want to enroll into the program, or those who have any questions related to the program as well, they can message me on this particular WhatsApp number of mine. Don't call on this particular number. This is my WhatsApp number right over here. You can approach me on this particular number and I will help you out with the same. Okay. I'll help you guys out with the same. This is my WhatsApp number. Okay, if you guys really want to know about the program, or you want to enroll in the program as well, like I said, it's only available for the bootcamp students. If you want to enroll into the program, just go to this particular link. Okay, this is my WhatsApp link. You can ask your questions right over there. Either me or someone from my team will be able to help you guys out with the same. Okay, even me or someone from my team will be able to help you guys out with the same. Okay, so don't worry about it. Like I said, the cost of the program is 7,500 rupees, including taxes, only for the bootcamp students. So that's why we don't give this link to anyone else. We have this particular process in which we have the WhatsApp. We only give the links to the bootcamp students, because we cannot do that. Like I don't know why we cannot do that, but that is what has been told to us by the companies, that we need to track everybody who's coming from everywhere. So I'm like, okay, no issues in that. Like, we'll just give it to the bootcamp students. Anyway else as well, in like an entire batch that we are having, I get like 50 rupees. Last but I earned 50 rupees from that. I was like, yeah, we will go and do some party. I bought some chips and everything was over. So no issues in that, guys. But see, the reason we started DevTown was because when I was in college, something like this wasn't available for me. Right now as well, we saw that, okay, Skiller is giving this program for 2.5 lakh rupees. Okay, let's look at some other examples. Coding Ninjas is giving this program for 50,000 rupees. I'm like, dude, like, I'm a student, I don't have that kind of cash. Like, so that is the reason why we founded DevTown. That it should be done as a non-profit itself. And as we are a non-profit, that's why these companies are hiring from us. Otherwise, they also won't be hiring. So that is why we created this entire program. Okay. Any doubts, anything that you're having, even if you're having any kind of doubt related to the program as well, let me know on the WhatsApp number. I will help you guys out with everything. You don't have to worry about it. Okay. So thank you so much, guys. Let me show you the attendance link for today as well. So this is the attendance link right over here. So we have like 2 to 3 batches in the entire year. So right now we are planned for one batch on 30th June and the other batch on 15th of July. I cannot say for sure when the next batch will be starting. These are the 2 batches that we are having as of this particular point of time. Okay. Those who are coming up to the any of the batches, okay, if you are joining the program, you don't have to worry about the boot camps. We'll be covering every single topic to the most advanced level in the program. You don't have to worry about it. For example, if you're joining the full stack web development program, after the program is ending, we'll give you the class recordings for data analyst program, the data scientist program. Joining the data scientist program, after the end of the program, we give you the class recordings for full stack. Again, I said, we don't want you to waste your money. We don't want to waste your money. We want to make sure that you are getting everything that you need. We want to make sure that you're getting everything that you need to get into a great company. That is our aim. We need to make sure that you're getting placed because we need to show that results to these companies so that they are keep on hiring from us. Okay. So those who want to join this one batch from 30th of June and the other batch from the 15th of July, those who want to join, they can definitely join right over there and we'll definitely meet you guys in the future as well. So thank you so much, guys. Okay, thank you so much, guys. Thank you. I put up the link as a pinned message. Those who want to upload to me right over there. Okay. So thank you so much, guys. Thank you.